the Man Cave Club.
Ironheart Deck Jacket Showdown.
Showdown of the century. The warmest jackets there are.
A little bit of an overkill for California weather, but...
Yeah, certainly a cold weather. This is a winter jacket, not a... Mine, at least. Yours, for sure, bordering too. But it's a winter jacket, not a fall or a early spring jacket.
Right.
And they're not, you know, we're billing this as the fight of the century, but they're really cousins, kind of sisters, right?
Right.
But,
well, they're drawn from different time periods.
Different time periods, yeah.
Yours is from like 1940s.
1940. Yep. This is the N1 deck jacket. Like the deck as in like the deck of a ship. Mm-hmm. And then you got the
A2 deck jacket.
A2 deck jacket.
This is later iteration from the 1960s. They changed a few things, modified the collar, external chest pocket. Still have, of course, the hand warmer pockets. Mm-hmm. Yours is in the whipcord fabric.
Yeah. Jungle cloth, whipcord, whatever. They're synonyms. Ironheart copy says it's whipcord. Mm-hmm. It's got really fuzzy, really warm, like 80-20 alpaca wool blend. Just in the body though, not in the sleeves.
Okay.
But it does have the kind of the hidden, elastic cuffs in here.
Right.
Just to really help keep that warmth in. Keep that
the internal cuffs. Yes.
Yeah. Does yours have those?
Yeah.
It does have those too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that is a alpaca blend where the internal lining of the A2 is just 100% wool with no alpaca.
Yeah,
alpaca. Why can't I say that? Alpaca.
It's a silly animal.
Early in the morning.
They're goofy looking, man. I don't know. that lining on that jacket is like it has, it's way less of like a pile, I guess you would say, like in carpet terms. It's like it's pretty thin. It's more like just like a blanket, like a wool blanket, something thinner. But wool is as we've discussed here on the Man Cave Club before, it's a pretty awesome material. I mean, it has so many cool features and benefits, and I like that jacket is overall a little bit slimmer.
Well, let's talk about sizing, because in the last video we forgot to talk about sizing, but so you're about a 40-inch chest.
About a 40.
And
yeah.
What size did you go with that?
That's a good question. What size is it? Note to editors.
Oh wow, it's an extra large.
It's an extra large.
Wow, I'm surprised you went with an extra large.
Yeah, so this is an extra large. And
the N1 runs a little slimmer than the A2.
Right, and so when I was doing my research online, specifically with the Ironheart measurements, and it's always tough with something that is so lined,
Sure.
because the way it's measured, the outside diameter, right, is one measurement, but because it has such a thick alpaca wool fur lining, I'm always trying to do some and this also has a liner in between the whipcord and the fur lining.
Right.
There's another almost like thin slit material.
Right.
So I'm always trying to mental math. What's the ID? What's the inside diameter? How is my body actually gonna fit in this jacket?
Yeah, it's a lot like that with leather jackets as well.
Because it's not just the outside measurement. So if you're ordering most people know, if you're watching this, you don't measure your exact number, right? Unless you want spandex fit, right? You you give yourself a little room to move your body, right?
Sure.
So all that to say, in my research in this jacket, I gambled on the extra large, wanting it to be a little bit of a looser fit, if anything. If I was gonna err on any side of slim or loose fit, I wanted a little bit of a loose fit, just to have kind of like a little bit oversized,
and for layering too.
And for layering,
if you ever decide to go to Tahoe or something, and you want to wear a sweatshirt underneath
thermal
it,
or a sweatshirt under it, absolutely right. So I think this thing fits me really well. The sleeve, the length is right.
Yeah,
I think
the length is good.
If I had gone with a large, I think it would have been a little too slim fit and pretty restrictive. Because already,
Yeah.
I have to unzip it if I'm driving just to get my, to feel like I have the full range.
I mean, I think it fits you really well. And there's a discussion on the Ironheart forum about sizing on both these jackets.
Yeah.
It's sort of an interesting discussion to read if anybody's so inclined to do so. The A2, I think, generally runs a little bit bigger than the N1.
Okay.
Because I went down a size. I mean, I usually wear a medium in all Ironheart stuff, shirts and jackets. And so I went down to a small with this one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. I'm looking at you wear it. I was looking at you a second ago, and I was like, I think I could fit in that jacket.
Yeah.
It looks like it would fit me.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. So extra large to a small. That's so crazy. I would probably at least need to size down to a larger medium in that jacket.
I think you'd wear a medium in this jacket.
I think so too. If that's a small, then I think for sure medium.
I like my jackets to fit a little slimmer.
Yeah.
Just because I'm kind of a slim guy. I don't want it to look like the jacket's wearing me.
Yeah. I guess what they have in common is a zipper and then the button placard, right? That's common across these two jackets, and it's a hallmark of, I guess, both. Definitely a hallmark of the N1, right? Which is nice for wind resistance, right? That placard covers the zipper, so you don't get any wind kind of leak through that zipper.
Right. They both have the oversized heavy duty zippers.
Yeah.
Two-way zippers.
Two-way zippers,
which is really nice.
Absolutely.
I love two-way zippers, even though the two-way zipper is a little odd with this configuration.
You're buttoned up, you're not going to necessarily unzip it.
Right. So this is for like if it's unbuttoned, right?
Yeah.
So you would then, okay, I get it. But the N1 has the top latch.
Yeah, it's got
button
the
latch.
So the N1's got the tab on the collar, and obviously I have a fur lined collar, which is different than yours. You don't have the You don't have the alpaca or wool in your case on the collar, which could look pretty cool in that jacket. I like that it doesn't have it. It's a little more like under the radar without it.
Right.
But I think it could look cool, especially just because it's like a thinner wool.
Oh yeah,
that would look pretty cool.
Totally look cool. You probably have it applied,
custom,
customized.
Maybe. Do you have an interior pocket on that jacket?
No interior pocket.
Okay, this has one interior pocket with a button.
I think the trade-off is it has the external breast pocket.
Yeah, sure.
So that's the trade-off. That's how Ironheart, I guess, justify not having an internal pocket in the jacket, right?
Sure. And I think visually, that's one of the biggest differentiators between these two.
Right.
Because I think if without that, you might at a glance think, oh, that's an N1 and
right. The hand warmer pocket configuration is slightly different.
And the shape is different. I have it's got the external kind of stitch. You can see the extra flap. It's a different shape.
Yeah.
Right.
And your pockets have the snap closure.
These have a snap closure. Those do not. And these are lined on the inside.
Yeah, these are lined also.
Okay, so these are lined too. And our cinches, though, you have a cool like webbing, like a buckle cinch.
Oh yeah, the external cinch,
which is pretty cool. And this just has, which I don't think is original to N1s.
You have the external cinch, but you also have the internal drawstring, right?
I added that to this.
Yeah, but it accommodates
it accommodates it. It comes with the holes, with the grommets, so it's ready for it. In some iterations, this one that came from Self Edge, for whatever reason, didn't have it.
Right.
But I just, fashioned some leather and threw a shoestring in there that was green. Right. And it looks like it. And it works. So it does it's got a double cinch. So, I mean, I'm not sure what that's about, man. I think maybe it was colder in the 1940s than it was in the 60s. Because this thing is like way more overbuilt for like keeping you warm, it seems, than that jacket.
Well, I mean, form follows function, right? It's a seaworthy jacket when you're out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, the Arctic tour,
aircraft carrier.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, I guess if this is a deck jacket, also same thing applies. So I just so
you're saying why doesn't this jacket have it? That jacket has it.
Yeah, I'm curious why that one is like less. It's less warm. It's less insulated than this one.
Interesting. Yeah.
But in general, that your jacket is a little bit more, I think, form oriented, and maybe that's just Ironheart's spin on it. compared to this.
Right.
And this one, although it does have a really cool form, it is also very much function of warmth, right?
Sure. For instance, the internal liner is just beautifully designed and made. Like this jacket here, I'm pretty sure that jacket's the same. The armpits are sort of gusseted.
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
For movement. That's one of the things, the liner in a lot of jackets, the armpits sometimes they wear out, tear out, but the way this is gusseted, for movement, it's just very clever and genius the way they sewed in the liner on this jacket.
Ironheart knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I guess so.
As always, man. Similar use case. Mm-hmm. I guess it would really, like, if you were stuck between these two, I don't know, I guess it would boil down to where you live, like what your specific use case is. Mm-hmm. And then I guess, like, just which one visually you like more.
Right.
This is a jacket, obviously, like, they're not cheap. It's Ironheart we're talking here. I bought this jacket kind of to mark when I sold my Camaro. I sold that car.
Oh,
I was pretty down in the dumps about selling it, but I knew I had to do it.
I'm sorry, man.
I know.
My condolences.
I know. I was gonna buy something that I would never buy otherwise.
Yeah.
But really something I'm gonna keep, like almost like an heirloom piece. Mm-hmm. That I can kind of remember that
sure.
time by. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but I don't wear it a ton because one, it's never really cold enough to bust it out.
Well, morning
it's been cold enough lately.
Yeah,
this is the abnormally cold winter, I think, in our area.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have been wearing it a little bit more, and I'm the more I wear it too, kind of the more it breaks in. Mm-hmm. Like the less substantial it really feels.
Sure.
When I first put it on, I felt, like Ralphie in the Christmas Story. I'm like, I can't put my arms down. Right?
Really?
Yeah, but the more it breaks in, it feels less and less like it's lined. It feels less and less.
Yeah, this one too.
Like I'm wearing a.
Yeah, I think this fabric, this is the olive drab, the cotton twill. It has a little more, maybe slightly more give than the whipcord fabric does.
Totally.
And obviously this has been a banner year for Ironheart military jackets. I mean, they've released 5 or 6 various military jackets. The A2, the N1, the M65 field jacket, the M51, which is the sort of the big kind of plumy rain jacket.
Very unique.
Something you would expect to see in a Oliver Stone film or something. And a whole bunch of leather flight jackets.
Yeah.
Leather fur-lined flight jackets. The collaborations with Simmons built. The B3 and B6 flight jacket and the C3 flight jackets. So it's definitely been a banner year for Ironheart and military jackets.
Pretty incredible, man. I mean, what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
I think the only other time is when these jackets were originally being produced. Would you be able to have such an array of faithfully reproduced with tasteful upgrades and modifications,
right?
Then now, I mean, it's like so many real McCoys, right? Buzz Ricksons, Sim & Bill.
Yeah,
I know Field Leathers did that really cool fur bomber jacket with Karl Morawski. That collaboration,
right. Yeah,
that's the B6, right? Dayhan makes a killer.
They do an
N1, which I almost got, but it's waxed, like a waxed canvas.
Oh, okay.
And I just didn't want another waxed canvas. I wanted something in like the whipcord, a more traditional. And I think they maybe since have done it. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I'm a Dayhan stan. I love that company.
Oh yeah.
And I was super close to getting that one, but I ended up with the Ironheart because I really didn't have much at the time. Ironheart, just a couple flannels, and I wanted to experience a little more past just the one thing that Ironheart does. I'm not at all regretful of this purchase, but I think I probably would have been just as happy with the Dayhan one.
Oh sure.
But I think just that difference of the the waxed canvas.
I mean, personally, I think just to compare Dahan with Ironheart, I think the fit on the Ironheart puts it above Dahan.
Sure.
I just think the Ironhearts, their fit, it's a little slimmer, a little more refined, but that's just my take on my understanding.
Yeah. Everything I have, like, you know, shirt, jacket, upperwear wise from Dahan seems to fit a little longer in the torso. Yeah. Which I personally like just for my body type. An Ironheart a little bit shorter, a little more, I guess, traditional.
Obviously, the European and Japanese fits are slimmer, much slimmer than American fits. Yeah. No doubt. Because when I travel to Europe, I'm buying size large, typically.
Wow.
Yeah, in France and Italy and even sometimes in the UK. And obviously, we all know the Japanese fits are smaller. Yeah. To me, that's the glaring difference between Dahan and Ironheart. I think you made a good choice with the Ironheart.
Yeah, like I said, not at all regretful of this purchase, man. It's a
good buy.
Yeah, it is a good buy. Right. I love it, and I think it's better than your jacket, so I'm happy about that too.
Wait a minute now. Well, I guess you guys have to decide for yourselves, right?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. You like Paul's jacket, or do you like the better jacket, the N1 deck jacket? Which Ironheart deck jacket reigns supreme?
Yes. Who is going to win this showdown? Jimmy or Paul?
We'll see. I think you have more fans in the comments, Paul, than I do. So we'll see.
I don't know about that.
We'll see.
Well, thanks again for joining us in the Man Cave Club.
Yeah, it's Jimmy and Paul talking about it all.
See you next time, guys. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
That helps out, guys. We're trying to grow the channel. We got to pump these numbers up. We need the subscriptions, notification bell, do it all. You guys know. You guys watch YouTube, you know. Just do it.
It's the Man Cave Club.